Hey folks, Mr. Dell here. We are looking at a word problem, and they're going to encourage us to use the 5D process, or I also call this process the guess and check process, right? Where you're going to create a table, guess based on what information you have, and then check it based on the process here. So let's read it. We'll go from there. Oh, no, this is CPM, as I'm pulling this from CPM course 2. This is section, let me look, 6.2.3, and it's number 683. So it says Letitia wants to get at least a B plus in her history class. To do this, she needs to have an overall average of at least 86%. So far, she has taken 3 tests and has gotten scores of 90%, 82%, and 81%. Okay. So it says use the 5D process to help Letitia determine what percent score she needs on the 4th test to get an overall grade that she wants. The 4th test is the last test of the grading period. So what we're looking at is, we think about this, we're looking for the average. If I have a 1, 2, 3 tests and we have another one, the fourth test, if I added all 4 of those tests up and found the average, right? That's what average is. Average is the sum of the data plus the number of pieces of data. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, and then the 4th test would be 4. So I add those up. So what we're going to guess on. So when we're doing the 5D process, you have your decide, or excuse me, your first part, your guess part, right? So my guess part is going to be what the 4th test is, right? I'm going to guess what the 4th test is. And then my do, and that's my check, is going to be adding them up, is the sum of all tests. Then you take that sum and then you divide by 4, because that's the average. So my check is the average. And so then decide is, does it equal 86% or 86? That's what we want to know. So that would be the process. My guess, 4th test, add them all up, divide by 4, and then see if it equals 86. That's going to be my check, my decide. Okay. So first one, 4th test. Let's see, 86. Let me just think what she might need. If I'm just doing it, let's just go with 90. Let's start with 90. What if she gets a 90? Right? If we guess 90 right now, the sum of all of them would be the 90 plus 82 plus 81 plus the new one, the new 90. If I add all that up and divide by 4, do I get 86? Okay, so for the sake of, if I was giving you this test on or this question on a test or something similar, I'd probably allow a calculator, because there's just a lot of math there to work this one out. So let's do that for this one, to do my math a little quicker. So I'm going to say 90 plus 82 plus 81 plus 90, and then that gives me that sum. And if I divide it by 4, oops, you're not seeing my screen, sorry, just realized that. So then if I took my sum, let me try it one more time, sorry, there it is. So I add all those up, right? I get that sum right there, 343. So the question is what is 343 divided by 4? 343 divided by 4 is 85 point, oh, we're close. 85.75. So that's just too low, just slightly too low. So I need to guess higher. So maybe that's pretty close. So maybe say 91. Let's just see what happens when I do 91, right? So again, I'm going to do the first 3 that I already know, 90 plus 82 plus 81, add that to 91 and see what we get. So I don't need to do the calculator again, except I know my sum, I just added only 1, right? So instead of 343, it's going to be 344 divided by 4. So let's check that. So 3 44 divided by 4 is 86. So awesome. So she has an 86 if she had a 91. So what does that say then? What do we need? The fourth test, we would then say, because it checked out, got it. The fourth test, I'm going to write it in words. The fourth test needs to be, and we would say what? At least, because it could be more, but at least 91%. Because if it was higher than 91%, then she would be getting higher than an 86%, and that would be still at least that B plus in her class. Right? All right, there we go. Oh, wait, there's more. Here's a part B. The teacher decided to make the last test worth twice as much as the original test, the regular test. How much does this change the score that Letitia needs on the last test to get an overall average of 86? Support your answer with mathematical work. And again, we can if we think about this same process, if we just continue it on, now what's true? The fourth test, I'm going to redo my table here, right? Because my fourth test is going to count as twice. So when we're doing our guess is our fourth test, and our check in this case, our check is still going to be the 90 plus 82 plus 81. Those are the original ones, plus, and then I've got to add again the fourth test twice because it's going to be worth double. That's what that said. Right? So the last test is worth twice as much. So it's going to be worth double. So I'm going to put that as 2 times. And then take all of that and divide by 5 this time because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of data. You see how that works? So, and then our check in this case again needs to be 86 or greater, but we want our boundary of at least an 86. All right, so we'll keep going. Let's try it again. So if we had a 91, we had it right. So why don't we just check that again? Is 91 work? Will it still work? So we're going to go 90 plus 82 plus 81 plus 91 plus 91. Take all of that and divide by 5. So let's check that. Let's check the math here. We knew that those 4 numbers added to be 343. Excuse me, 344. So I'm going to say 344 plus 91 because I just have that extra 91. See what I get. Now divide that by 5 in this case. I get 87. All right. So I'm a higher. I'm in the place where she wants to be, but I want to know how the lowest she can get. So that's a little higher. So it's an 87. So we're going to need to guess a little lower. Let's try 89. See what happens. So that means a 90 plus 82 plus 81 plus 89 plus 89, and all of that divided by 5. All right, so let's just write all those out at this point. So we're going to go 90 plus 82 plus 81 plus 89 plus 89. That gives me a total of 431. Divide that by 5, and I'm at 86.2. So I'm still a little too high. I can actually get a lower test now. Let's see. Let's go with let's try 88. I think it might be close. 88. So 90 plus 82 plus 81 plus 88 plus 88, right? So these are the 5 tests. Actually, it's 4 tests, but the fourth one, remember, is twice. And I'm dividing by 5 because I'm averaging as if it was 5 tests because that's worth twice. So let's see what we get here. Let's add those up again. So 90 plus 82 plus 81 plus 88 plus 88. Okay, and if I divide that by 5, oh, I dropped down just below it. So now it's at 85.8, which is too low. So here's our situation at this point. So we need her to get what? So Letitia, if Letitia scored an 88 on the last test, she wouldn't make the mark. If she scored an 89, she's just barely above the mark. So that's kind of where we're going to land, right? So we would say that Letitia, so the fourth test needs to be at least a 89%. All right. So that's how that changed a bit. So because the fourth test was worth double, she didn't have to get as high of a score because it counted more. It pulled her average up. It pulled her average up. All right, there we go.